Then the last two shots are reflective of why a lot of people like mini drivers.
Yep.
Don't have to have A1 strikes where you're going to get an A1 result out of it. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back, BP. Today, we're going to talk about mini drivers. So you and I have been in this industry for a while. What we once thought was a fad or just a trend that was going to die off, well, it is here to stay. We have a few mini drivers we're going to test. We're going to go over some few numbers. In particular, when testing heads, guys, ball speed, launch, and spin are going to be the three main numbers we look at. But as you know, BP, mini drivers are used for consistency, getting the ball in play, stability, confidence. So those other metrics we're definitely going to test and try to quantify them for you guys as well. We're ultimately going to let you know which one of these three are going to come out on top for everything that we're going to consider today. We're going to get you back in the bay, and we're going to hit some shots for you.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, BP, you know the drill. Let's start with the Quantum Mini 13.5. We're going to normalize shaft and grip for this one here. Bit of a funky combination. I'm not going to comment on it. Let's just hit the ball and see what the Quantum Mini does, okay?
Let's do it.
Great flight. Driving most people's drivers right there.
I mean, we talk about it a lot of times, me and you. There's it's a secret weapon in a bag.
No doubt. Nice. And I think those two balls could play anywhere in the world right there.
Yeah.
Let's go for a good 4 to 5 of each.
Sure. Nice
And then we'll
benchmark, yeah.
review some numbers, yeah. Nice one.
A little bit off the heel there.
And if we look at the numbers here, BP, if I quickly ask you, you hit up on this club a lot like a driver. Is that something you intentionally try to do with the mini driver, which is closer to a 3-wood length? Or is that just something that naturally comes out for you?
It's probably naturally. It's definitely not as up on, as the driver.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a steep for actually a guy like BP.
But,
yeah.
You know.
So do the same for all three of the clubs we're going to give you today, and then we can look at launch, spin, speed that way. You're going to hit the ball high regardless. That's fine.
That's a nice one.
A bit of a dropy one, but you're not going to hate that one at all. Well, I'd love to drop kick at 310 yards. I think the last two shots are reflective of why a lot of people like mini drivers.
Yeah.
Don't have to have A1 strikes where you're going to get an A1 result out of it. And
100%.
that's what people value out on the golf course, right? Testing in the bay is easy. Playing golf is a lot harder, right? 5 shots, let's take a look. When looking at a mini driver, you want to look at dispersion just as much as you do distance. It's not a distance play. If you want more distance, try to hit your driver, is what I'll always say.
100%.
If you want to look at your deviations across the board, to keep ball speed within 3, to keep launch within 1, and to keep your spin in the low hundreds, you're repeating the same swing and the ball's repeating its flight time over time, which is great. Obviously, a middle strike and a 15 launch at 3,000 spin at your speed, it's going to produce peak heights of 130 plus feet. I'd be interested to see what the other two do.
Yeah.
So the new GTS300 as well as the R7, which has been around a little bit longer. We're going to test them all around 13 degrees lofts. You know, they all have different lofts on them. But good swing and a start. What's your initial feedback on the looks and the sound?
I like it.
Yeah, it's good.
You know, this is a club I usually go to in the bag when the driver's not working on a day.
Yeah.
And purely for me, again, like we discussed it a lot of times, it's my fairway finder club.
Yeah, it's great.
It goes not much, there's no big variations of distance gapping between the two for me, but it's definitely more control. And it might just be the reason of the shaft, a bit shorter, a bit more compact.
It's everything about it.
Yeah.
It's the shorter club. You have more loft, so you're going to spin it. Spin equals control at the end of the day.
100%.
And for a club where you're trying to play more point and shoot golf, spin's actually going to be your friend in this case. So to see spin rates healthily in the 3s, people ask me all the time, what should a spin rate be on a mini driver? It'll depend on the use you want it for.
Yeah.
But let's talk, hot 3-wood numbers. So if you can be in the low 3s, great. All right, batter number 2. This is the new kid on the block, Titleist GTS300. Coming off the heels of a 280 product that probably didn't catch as much wind as Titleist hoped it to.
Yep.
There's no bad product on the market, but what it was competing against, which was the one we just tried, as well as the one we're going to get to next, they really made a lot of refinements to this one here in terms of size and use off the tee.
Yep.
We're talking about a bigger head style, really trying to directly compete with things like the R7,
yeah, 100%.
And things like the Quantum Mini, right? Their whole shtick was the 280 Mini was designed to be smaller, to be more like a 2 wood, and they realized people didn't use it for that reason. So this is fully now a mini driver.
Slightly bigger than the last one.
Over 20 cubic centimeters bigger. We're north of 300 now, hence the name. They've designed it to be a little bit more forgiving, have a different face texture, different weighting system. Let's give it a go.
Let's see.
Nominal weight position, 11 in the back, 3 in the front, A1.
It's interesting that just addressing after that first shot behind the ball, there's definitely factors that I can pick up from address position.
Yes.
The face looks shut to me.
This one here in particular?
Great. It does. It could be due to, like we discussed last time with the driver, I like to see less loft.
Yeah.
And also a bit more upright, if I'm not mistaken, from this one to the Callaway.
And that's something I always ask a lot of people. It's how does it look when you set it down?
Yeah.
You know, the looks will cue you in to make a good swing. People don't really realize that. Does this one look a lot different statically at address than like the Quantum Mini?
I mean, it does. Yeah, it does. But one thing I can say of this club is it might suit me better because of it doesn't. It looks like it won't go left.
Yeah.
The face looks a bit more shut. It looks like I need to physically turn that club so much more over to get it to go left. But let's see. First shot in.
High.
It's loud.
Yeah, why don't you give me one more? I'm going to do something we don't do much. I'm actually going to flip the weights for you quickly.
Yeah.
I want to move the weight to a forward CG position for you and just see if that knocks the spin down a touch.
Just hit it high.
Good strikes, and we're just seeing the ball go high.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's always going to be a combination of some launch, some spin, and probably some speed as well. Let me flip the weights for you quickly, okay?
Sounds good.
Okay, a quick little ad hoc adjustment here. We just saw you the first two. I know the last one you caught pretty well. The first two just a little spinny, and so I want to see if we get to the weight being more in a position you're familiar with, which is typically pretty forward CG. I want to see if that nominalizes the numbers a touch for you.
100%.
So 11 in the back, usually 3 in the front. We flipped them. 11 grams forward, 3 grams back now.
Yep.
I would say came off with more speed right off the bat.
100%.
Looks like you squared the face up a touch better.
Now we're talking.
Now we're talking indeed.
It's amazing how one little quick adjustment just, perception and feel and everything.
You know, you're displacing, you're changing less than 10% of the total's club weight, but the right positions can be the huge difference maker there, right? So I would say it seems like we haven't really solved the height issue. So I'd be curious to look at things like launch angles.
Yeah.
It looks like the ball's coming out with more speed. We are turning the face over. We're helping you strike a lot better with that forward CG.
Yeah.
That's good. I think it's good we quickly did this test for you.
I'm going to have to get golf courses in this side of the world to be longer, eh?
Yeah. We got to BP proof them.
That's just me turning it over a little bit. But nice. I like seeing that. It's not...
Okay, so three shots with each of those. Let's quickly take a look here. When we first had it, we were certainly struggling with a little bit of speed loss. We saw a little bit excess launch. The spin was creeping up there as well.
Yeah.
You know, the Quantum Mini was already going high. To see the ball balloon higher than that was sort of a red flag where we wanted to immediately address that, right? We can see, okay, moving the weight forward, we don't change the launch too much, but we get the speed to come up and we get the spin to come down. And that's exactly where we want it to be now. So now those numbers are going to be much more in line to comparing it with what a Quantum
Nice.
Mini does for you. In fairness, the extra speed is good. Because we gain it with launch, we're actually going to hit the ball even higher.
Yeah.
Which, like we said earlier, is that really what we want out of this one? We're already at over 150 feet in the air. So peak height is always going to be a conversation for us.
True.
But, yeah, I mean, right there, I mean, 282 carry, 300 total, flat line for each of them. Let's look at ball speed, launch, and spin. 11 grams forward certainly gets it to a hotter combination. For a mini driver that has the ability to do that, it's speed you might be able to access that you can't find in one that can't do it, such as the Quantum Mini.
Yeah.
If you wanted to make it hotter, yes, you could turn the loft down, but you're changing with the face angle, the looks of it. If you wanted to just change the spin and launch of it without changing the looks, front to back CG is a great way to do that, and Titleist can do that. We do just see it launches a degree higher, and it tends to spin even still a touch more. So it's something we'll keep an eye out. Good. Well, let's go to R7 Quad to finish it up here. All right, my man, the final test, the penultimate one.
Yep.
R7, which has been a fan favorite of, I think, everyone here at TFG. 13.5 degrees. If we need to change the weights and get the CG forward again, we will do so, but we're going to start in its nominal setting. Standard in the loft, heavy weight in the back.
It's going to be very interesting to see how this performs now. You know, I play a TaylorMade mini driver.
Yes, you do.
Names out there.
Yeah.
But very similar look when I address it, just from that. But let's see.
Probably the best one-handed finish I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
Same thing. Well, get me one more with this one. Flipping the weights will have to be done here to give this a fair chance at all of them here.
Yeah.
If you can quickly talk about the looks, though, is there one that appeases the eye the best? And you don't even need to know why. You can just shout them out.
Definitely the last two. The GTS300 is very appealing for me.
Yeah.
I can see myself on the head. But I mean, the R7, I like the finish. It's always something that I like slightly more of a matte color on the top.
Yeah.
There's no reflection on there. But I mean, I've changed into a GTS4 now in the driver, and I mean,
I would say the looks, it's something we get endowed on because we might play a certain look for a long time. Does it affect performance directly? Unless we're really in our head.
I must say I do like how the R7 sits.
Yeah.
It just wants to be hit, man.
There's something about it. It's a very inviting look.
Sure.
And I think that's the best way to describe it. Okay. Let's test this one here because without changing loss, changing CG will be a huge way to change flight already. All right, same test as last time, taking advantage of what the club's going to offer us, which is the adjustable CG. Huge way to change ball flight. We're moving the heavy weights forward now. It's a position you like to play in most of your woods.
100%.
It's pretty much the only way you can somehow keep the ball flight down. Yeah, forward CG. So let's give this one a go.
Boom chakalaka.
What I can notice right away is you improve the strike when it comes to moving the CG forward. Is there a feel aspect you can actually talk about?
100%.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, just that weight, the mass, like the first few I felt that where the weight was allocated, I just felt this was happening through contact. And that it's not due to the club, it's majority of how I was delivering the club, right?
Yeah.
Now with you moving the weight more forward, I can feel the head actually stays through contact.
Great.
And I love that.
Yeah. It's got a different sound to it, doesn't it, as well? Like I said, it's a very inviting look when you set it down, and when you hit it, it feels like you get rewarded for a good strike. You know?
Yeah, mate.
Very nice. I think the first word that comes to mind is speed. You know, this one here, even with the weight forward position, it's unlocked a good amount of speed for you there. Let's finish up with one more. I got to see one more here. Stepped on that, but that's your typical flight right there.
It's good.
All right. Let's check the numbers here. We keep the CG back for you. We don't get the truest reflection of what your speed is made of.
Yeah.
Now you have more speed than most people, so that tends to get lost a little bit. But just moving the weights forward, you've gained 3 miles per hour ball speed. You've dropped the spin by another few hundred RPMs relative to where it was before, and that gets you, for someone who wasn't struggling for distance, you found another 15, 20 yards somehow. Somehow. If we compare it with the 3 combinations we did like, I mean, there's a reason why R7 Quad has been the #1 fitted and #1 sold here, because it's a great product.
It is.
And the other 2 are great in their own right, and they will find an audience for sure.
Yeah.
But if you want to look at numbers, launch deviation the best, spin deviation the best, spin window the best, and your tap and ball speeds that are the highest. And if you're just to go off those 3 metrics, we're not even talking about, we moved the CG forward. You can move it laterally now if you wanted to.
True.
We haven't talked about different shafts yet. Yeah, they've got 2 different lofts. You got 3 different lofts you can actually access too. 3 great mini drivers. I think this is a case where the old kid on the block actually still has proven its mettle.
100%.
Still, would you agree with that?
I totally
all
agree.
3 of those?
Totally agree. One thing that, if I can mention something, is I do like these 4 different weight ports. Me being in the fitting bay a few times this week, you see how these different weight ports can change a guy's ball flight completely. And again, it needs to be fine-tuned by a professional, professional fitter and knows what they're doing. So it's amazing to see how this product is great, but it can even be better. And
we made 1 change, and that's probably 10% of what you could actually change in this club. You could change the loft, you could change more of the weights.
100%.
So many ways to maximize your game with the mini driver off the tee.
Yeah.
Not just numbers-wise does this win out. The overall fitting-wise, it's probably going to win out most of the times too. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree.
Great test. Good hitting. All right, some good hitting there, BP. Good to have you back in the bay. We tried each 3 of these. Each of them sort of brought their own uniqueness to the table, whether it was with the numbers or the looks that address. Overall, in your thoughts, going through Quantum, going through GTS, going through the R7, what were your thoughts on that?
To be honest with you, mate, I can play any 3 of these. They are, as we've seen, extremely well performing.
Good numbers all around.
Personal favorite between the 2, I do like the GTS300.
Yeah.
R7, I've been playing a TaylorMade mini driver for about a year now. Could be that I'm a bit more used to the look and feel of the face. But both that 2 clubs, if I have to pick one, I'll probably go R7 today.
GTS is a classic Titleist club. You're going to get the classic look of a Titleist, very clean on the top. You get all the adjustability you want. If you're a tinkerer, that's probably the one I'd point you towards first.
Yeah.
Quantum, I always say Callaway's known as fast, low spin, low launch, and we saw that here in the test. Even though the ball speed was a touch on the lower side, we saw low launch and low spin. Good for people who just want to know that their ceiling is going to be touched.
Yeah.
As we go back to our R7 Quad, though, if you're looking for all-around green to tee performance, usage off the tee, maybe off the ground as well, adjustability, it's weird to say, but this one that's been out the longest, there's probably a reason for that at this point. Maybe they haven't felt like they've had to innovate yet. Obviously, there could be something coming around the corner, but we actually found today R7 Quad, the old dog,
100%.
was the best performing all around. Touched on all the metrics we wanted to look for. Ball speed, launch, and spin, but also things like the looks, the confidence you get from it, the adjustability for your ball flight. So
the nice thing to just mention up there as well is that, people sometimes think, I'm not swinging the club that fast. I can't play mini driver. It's not going to help me to get the ball up in there. The R7, and they offer from 11.5 to 15.5.
They've got
3 different heads.
So many ways you can change the speed of the club, changing CG, changing lofts. You can do that with the mini driver as well. And it's not just for players who struggle with speed.
No.
You could struggle with speed and struggle with forgiveness as well. Well, let's start with getting you the ball in play with the mini
100%.
first, right? So
100%.
Great option for a lot of people. There's no bad option here.
No.
R7 Quad, though, still a personal favorite here at TFG, but so many good products out there. Thanks again for watching another video. Again, leave us in the comments what you want to see next. If you want to keep seeing him, then I'd say leave a comment. We'll get him back in for sure.
I have to go for another back surgery.
We'll have to fund his injury there, but let us know if you want to see BP hitting more and what test you want to see. We're going to do them all here, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Most important, like and subscribe from the bottom.